Alright guys, we are back for another stream. I think stream number 2 that we've had so far. And I want to talk a little bit about why I think everybody should start a YouTube channel. And this might be a kind of controversial topic, because it's like, everyone of course should do what they want to do, and shouldn't be one to tell you exactly what you have to do, but I'll just say what I think is good about it, and maybe even give some things on what could be bad or what could not go well and why it's not for everyone. But I think in general, it's a great thing to do, because once you start it, you can always have it. And like, if you just pick something that you really like and do that, then you can always have, be able to make videos about it, and I'm assuming that you're going to like the same things, so it can just be a great thing to have, and then once you do it once, you're going to have it forever, and you're going to always be able to go back and make videos about that topic and post it. And also, something that I've realized from my channel itself, because this used to be more of just gaming, and I'd make content that was specifically gaming content that was of me playing, and I mean, I have 2,000 followers, so obviously I had a lot of success, but in the end I didn't really like it, and that's fine, and I didn't have as big success as I wanted, I guess. And for a lot of people, you would just put work into something, and then you would, once the second you stop, at a job, if you quit, it's done. You don't get any more money from that job. But from YouTube, even though I didn't really ever get monetized until the money is negligible until you get a lot more followers, even so, I experienced growth, and not just income, because I didn't get a lot, but I kept getting it, and I kept getting views even after I stopped uploading. And last month I did 2,000 views, which is, I mean, that's nothing compared to what I was doing before, but it's still something. And that's 2 years after I stopped posting, so imagine if you actually got a large channel. It literally would just be funneling you money 10 years after you stopped putting any work into it. So, and that can also be inspiration. It kind of inspired me to come back when I looked at my YouTube studio that I hadn't looked at for 2 years, and I saw that people still liked my things. And of course I'm doing some slightly different content now, but it's the same idea, different types of content with more discussion based and sharing my actual ideas and stuff like that, as opposed to just sharing my gameplay, because I feel I have more to share than just my actual gaming. And I feel I've gotten inspired from other creators who have helped me think about how I can provide more value than simply just gaming, because the more value you provide, the more success you see in general on YouTube. So actually, a lot of people, wow, I died fast. A lot of people, what you can do is you can have your YouTube channel, and if you just work on providing value and you don't tell yourself that you want to make any money or anything, because you probably won't for a while, but then very quickly you'll make a lot of money. But that could be a year after posting. So just say to yourself that you're doing it for yourself, even if you actually kind of want to do it for others and to succeed or whatever, algorithm wise and all that. You can still just kind of tell yourself that, and that'll be inspiring enough that when you don't see a ton of success at first, it'll be fine, because that's not really what you're saying that you're aiming for, even if that's kind of a bigger goal later on. And then what you can do is you can later you'll see that success and it'll be all worth it. And it'll be all worth all the time and everything. Oh, watch, we're gonna play a trick on this guy. That didn't work. Let's do it again. Oh, that was horrendous. And so, what I was saying is that if you simply just work on your channel and do it for yourself, that's what I do. And I think maybe for me more than for others, this channel actually is very much my own thing that I just care about, not so much something that I want to do for other people or for the success. And of course, nobody would be complaining if you saw some success with money and monetization and all that. But at the same time, it's good to do something without that intention, because so much stuff in our lives is with that intention of money and all these external things that don't actually give value to you. And I think that I've had a lot of videos, I really haven't had a lot of videos at all, but I've talked about some of these topics enough to a certain degree, so I want to be a little bit more actionable as part of the stream. And so one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to I had some problems with the chat before, but I'm going to check that after this match. I'm going to set that up so that I can actually see the chat if my settings were fixed and enabled, because YouTube said that they would fix it for me and they didn't really fix it for me. But I'll be able to answer some questions, but also to discuss some but I'll also be able to discuss some of my own more specific ideas around specifically what you can do, and I'll even talk about some of the stuff. I'm sure you can find a ton of content on YouTube about whatever, picking your niche and this and that, but I want to provide my own little advice on that, because I have some specific tips that I think a lot of creators don't tell you, because they kind of want to steal your own success. And, of course, they're competing with you if they're actually putting you onto YouTube. But for me, since I don't care that much about, my own content and its performance right now, I think I can maybe be a little bit more open to sharing that than some others can. So let's see if we can get this set up. Also, let me know about the music, because see, it says comments are turned off, and I'm not sure I believe that. YouTube is very annoying. They definitely don't make it. Please don't cancel me, YouTube. But they definitely don't make it their top priority to. Maybe it really is that comments are turned off. How do I turn comments on? Also, anyone who plays Hoplite, I'd love to hop on and play some games with someone. So, we should definitely get that going. It looks like the comments are, again, going to be a problem in this stream, which I think I'm going to leave this stream up. I'm not going to delete it after, because I've had a couple previous ones where the comment quality was kind of bad and the music and stuff, so I went ahead and took them off so that they didn't show for people's videos. But I think I'll leave this one up because I think I'm actually going to give a lot of value, and people will be able to actually get a lot out of this one, even if the problems like the comments are still a major thing. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about YouTube and about my own experience and about what you should do. And so we can make this very actionable. So we'll just start by talking about like literally setting up your channel. And so before you actually create your channel, I'm sure if you ever wanted to start a YouTube channel or anything, you've heard about niche and picking your niche. But what I'm sure you haven't heard is, or actually, probably a lot of people pick their niche based on like money and like CPM and this big thing about like if you make finance videos, you'll make so much more money per view than if you make gaming videos, for instance, because gamers don't have a lot of money, so YouTube is going to get a lot more, it's going to be able to sell a lot more things to finance people than to gamers, you know? And that's the idea, and it's true, and that's called the CPM, which I'm not 100% sure what that actually stands for, but it's actually not as big of a deal as people make you seem. And also, like, even if it was, you know, you're actually not going to make any money doing a thing that you don't care about because you're just going to quit. And, like, you kind of know that, but you're like, oh, well, for the short term, I have more opportunity. But, like, you shouldn't even be thinking about making money right now. You should, if you're starting a YouTube channel, like, you should kind of just accept that you might not make money, or that if you do, it's going to be a much later stage, and you shouldn't be going into it with the intention of making money. If you want to make money, just get a job. And like literally, if you want to make money right now, the best thing you can do is just get a side job that you work over the summer and you work on weekends as a student, in high school especially, but also in college. Middle school, it might be kind of hard to get a job, but maybe do like some music lessons or babysitting or something like that. And in college, again, a job is the best way to make money, not anything online. Though I think like long term, if you invest in a YouTube channel, it has a lot of potential, because I didn't even put that much effort. I mean, considering the amount of effort I've put in other things like school, I've put like tiny amounts of effort into my gaming channel, and already saw like, you know, a couple $100 just from like making edits and doing fun stuff that I like with video editing, and that's not even like a high niche at all. But the reason I was able to get to multiple thousands of subscribers, which maybe doesn't seem like the most impressive thing, but if you knew how many YouTube channels failed, I mean, it's having a YouTube channel is a very hard thing, and less people succeed than you think. Like the big YouTube channels, first of all, they have a lot of like money going into it, so they're actually not making as much profit as you'd think. But then also, they're just literally working so much harder, like they're putting in so much time, and that's like their full job, or a full company even. And so having a couple thousand subscribers is actually not just like a pretty big deal. Well, I mean, it's nothing more than a big deal. Like, I don't think it's crazy, but it's definitely like, for one person to do that, it's definitely like impressive. And doesn't actually take that much work, so it's not actually that hard of a thing to do, to like have a YouTube channel and to you know, be a YouTuber. So like long term, it actually can be a very successful thing. And so for like the actionable part of this, I'm gonna tell you that you should just pick something that you like, literally the types of videos that you watch, probably. Like, I mean, you obviously probably watch some gaming videos if you're watching my channel, so that should be your niche. I'm just like 90% of people who are watching this, their niche should be gaming. And, you know, the other people, you know, maybe whatever type of videos that you like to watch. So maybe this is a little bit out of your comfort zone. Maybe you like self-motivation videos, or maybe you like like mental health, or even self-improvement is a big one. And this guy's chatting to me. But any of those, or just whatever like your YouTube feed is. I mean, don't copy any YouTuber, of course, but like essentially you probably should at least start out doing something very similar to like your favorite channels, and because that's something that you know you're passionate about. You've seen it kind of succeed on YouTube. I mean, of course, put your own spin on it and be creative and do what you feel like you should do. But like if you don't know where to go, but you're just like, I want to try this out, just, you know, go to your subscribed channels, pick one, and you can be heavily inspired from them, especially like when your channel's just starting out, because nobody's gonna care. I mean, don't like repost their videos or anything like that. I mean, you guys know what I mean. You have to make your own content, and you have to make it like original to a point, but it doesn't have to be. There's plenty of channels that basically just steal the other channel's formula and do amazingly well. And so that's a great starting point, because then you just have something to work with. And then from there, you can go anywhere. You can start doing a spin-off of your own content. You can get bigger and almost like outdistance your competitors that were originally like kind of who inspired you even. Or you can just stay small and, you know, only put in a tiny bit of like, only do like a video a month and just kind of keep it running, and maybe you'll make money. Maybe you might have less success that way, but maybe it's still just for you and you don't make any money. But whatever it is, that is definitely a viable option, and it's different for everyone. So to think that like you have to do a certain quota or whatever, like YouTube's not gonna, you know, it's quality over quantity, and it's like whatever works for you, you can make it work. Literally anything. And so you're gonna want to make your channel, pick your niche, you know, of course, maybe you should probably make the logo with like AI and make your own design. You can make a little description and stuff. It's almost good not to invest too much in it, because you're gonna care. Like, I've almost had channels where because I've had like a couple channels maybe at this point, and like you don't want to care too much, almost like you don't want to put too much into it and like have too high hopes. So that's one reason that I liked bringing this channel back, because I didn't have to put in a ton of work into creating a new channel. And I mean, that's just a little thing that kind of bugs me, but you know, you should obviously make your channel look nice and do whatever you want on your homepage and all that. One like very actionable and very easy recommendation I have is simply to just set up like your auto upload. I mean, of course, you're not gonna do like title, but you're gonna want to auto upload like maybe your descriptions, and definitely definitely like hashtags and stuff like that. Oh, and definitely another thing is like, don't be too random if you want to see success. Like one of the main things that you just can't bypass is like you have to stay on topic to your channel and all that. So I 100% highly recommend that you make very similar videos if you actually care about your success on YouTube. And once you have your like general thing that you have going, you can, and you set up all your default uploads. That's a big thing. So like all your hashtags, all your I'm trying to think, just like all your settings, like there's like a made for kids setting. I guess a lot of you won't really know exactly what the stuff is until you see it. Oh my god, this guy is getting destroyed. And what you're going to want to do is, once you have all that set up, you're just going to want to do some brainstorming and like do a lot of thinking. Don't overthink it, but I like to get like video ideas. Like I like to get kind of a more rough idea of what I want to do, and then I like to do some refining. You know, I don't think AI is a bad thing in terms of video ideas and even script writing. I don't use it for script writing personally, but a lot of people do. Wow. Final hurrah. Oh no. A lot of people do. Because I don't even really do scripts. A lot of my content is just very organic. That's just like part of my channel, but I have no hate to anyone who does. And in fact, I think that's a great way to leverage these types of tools so that it can actually just make your life easier and you can focus more on the parts that you actually care about. So if that is the script writing and you want it to be specific, maybe don't use it, maybe do. And wow. And maybe do, and you can just do a lot of refining and spend a lot of time on it still. But anyway, ChatGPT or just whatever AI you tend to use can be a great tool. And then once you like have your idea down, just do like your first video and like just jump into it, honestly, because I would say like once you do one, you'll get kind of hooked, and then you're gonna experience like lows and stuff like that. And like, to be honest, like anyone who does start a channel from seeing this, probably most of them will just like quit YouTube and not really do it because there's a dip and there's like not enough return on your effort at first. But then the thing is, if you stick with it, there'll be extra return. And like, I can tell you that, and it doesn't really matter that much because some people aren't gonna, like, it'll still just feel just as crummy even if you know what's happening. And so even if you know what's happening, you'll still feel really bad. I mean, it might happen to me, who knows. But if you do keep working on it, which you'll just have to really like lock in, honestly, and you'll have to be really committed, and it might even take some luck, or at least some crazy discipline and perseverance. But if you do, it'll be worth it because you'll see like your old videos, if you have one hit, all your videos will start getting tons of views and getting pushed more to people. So like, think about how every view you're counting now counts for like 10 views or something, or just like, and basically all new channels, this has been my experience at least, like, I get a ton of views, and then I stop getting any views. And then once I kind of stopped getting views, if you keep uploading, and most of the time I kind of stopped once my views go down, but if you do keep uploading and keep working at it, you'll see a much higher spike the next time. and then even higher spikes after that. And it's kind of a similar cycle. I mean, I'm sure at some point it kind of evens out, but for the most part, it really is just about, if you say you're going to upload every week, do it, and maybe don't even look at, maybe that's something I should try, because I usually have YouTube Studio on my phone, so I can kind of see it all the time, and I can look at it on my computer whenever I want. Maybe a better thing would be not to even look at it, at least at first, or you can look at it only after you upload a video. You don't allow yourself to look at it and get demotivated. And so that's probably the biggest problem with the YouTube channel, is that you'll just get demotivated, and there's not much anyone can do to stop that. It's just how committed are you, how much, and make it easy. That's another thing, make it easy to make videos, because what I've realized is the more effort it takes to make each video, the harder it'll be. The harder it is when you don't want to make a video, the harder it is to push past. So just make it super easy. Get kind of a workflow. When you have the motivation, use that as time to make a workflow, so that you can actually get good at not just making the videos, and not just get a bunch of videos out. And you can upload ahead. So I used to do a lot of I do 3 montages in a weekend and schedule them, so I have almost a month's worth of content done in a weekend, right? And then next weekend I have a bunch of homework. I don't have to worry about it at all. So that type of thing. Is bro not? Oh my god. And so the idea is pretty simple, and anyway, do with that what you will. Some people like to do it, some people don't. But either way, even if you just do it, just make systems and put effort into making systems that are very stable, so that when you have the time, it'll be easy. It'll be very easy, and then you'll just be able to do it with no effort, and you won't stop just because you don't feel like it or whatever. That was weird. That was cool. See if we can do this. Oh my god. Watch, we're gonna kill this guy with wind charges. If you're not listening, if you're not watching, very sorry, but this is an intense duel. Until I die, because I'm wearing no armor. Yep, predicted it. And yeah, that's basically my advice, though. I think that's it. And yeah, we can do some more duels. Another thing is that, with gaming especially, it's competitive, but less than you'd think so. I guess when picking a thing, you shouldn't really care about competitiveness that much, because you're always going to be doing your own thing. So what's the point of getting all worked up over oh, there's gonna be multiple people making similar videos, because it's about the specific things. It's about it's everything that comes together is what the end experience is. And so they won't even really care. Like, people either just like your stuff or not, and like, it doesn't really change anything. It doesn't change anything really by like changing the bigger picture, except for like, the bigger picture like for you. But like for the average person, like they'll see like, for my stuff, like the laid back, the chill stuff and the parts of it, and they'll like that. I mean, like, that combined with the topics and stuff is very unique. So I don't think that people will really get super, you don't actually really get like out competed. I mean, people like to make that a big thing of like demand and supply, and like if you just have a bunch of demand for like whatever, like woodworking content, but no supply, then they're just gonna watch your videos if you're the only woodworker. But like, that's like very wrong, because like it literally probably won't matter if there's a million woodworking channels or if there's one, because if yours is unique, and like as long as you a good high quality one with your own spins and stuff, then that will be enough. Not just enough, but that'll completely separate you more than you could even think from a very seemingly very similar channel. But in reality, it's like, it's a big deal. The little things are a big deal to the watcher more than the creator. And so like, you're gonna be like, oh my god, there's so many competitors, and maybe they have higher quality this and that and whatever, but it honestly won't affect it at all, because like, if every other, if all my favorite YouTube channels that I watch got banned off YouTube, I'd just delete YouTube. Like, I wouldn't even watch other channels. I mean, maybe I'd watch like my second favorite, or at least all the content that kind of fits in with like my second favorite, like the ones that maybe I don't want to, but like after a certain point, like if my top 50 channels get deleted, there's no way I'm watching it, because it's just like not gonna be stuff that I really like enough at all to be something that I find like super entertaining. And so I'll definitely end up just downloading, I mean, I definitely won't be downloading YouTube and be looking on YouTube at all. So like, with that in mind, you have to realize that the big things like don't even really matter. Like, when you're picking the niche and whatever, like, it matters for other reasons, not for the reason of having to like gauge the competition or whatever. Let's get that guy. Also, I don't know, I kind of want to make a Discord server. I think I actually already technically have one, but I mean, it has no followers ever. But like, I guess put it down, say if you want it, or if you think that could be cool, because that can be a good place to like chat. And oh, that guy died. That was very sad. I think it's time to hop off, but I'm gonna do more Skyblock Duels. Not Skyblock. And not Hypixel. It starts with an H, right? Hoplite. Hoplite Duels. I'm a genius. More Hoplite Duels later. See you guys.